Welcome to About Mansfield. It's your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo with the July 17th, 2024, 231st edition. Colleen Daniels, she's out there in Studio West. We're here with the About Mansfield news team. Coming up today, it's Mansfield news, talk, and information.
And a little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance.
Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week.
Rideshare pilot program launches in Mansfield.
Mansfield ranked number 3 in the most livable places in Texas.
How will the Kroger-Albertsons merger affect Mansfield if approved?
The cost of mailing a letter is on the rise again. And in sports, are you ready for Friday Night Lights? MISD has released the 2024 football schedule.
And in the talk segment, Steve interviews local movie producer Michael Hill. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hi, this is Paul Duncan with Trinity Roofing and Construction. There are over 7,500 roofers in the North Texas area, and when a major hailstorm blows through town, that number skyrockets with companies as far away as Montana. In the planning stages of re-roofing your home, it's normal for customers to ask questions such as, where are they based out of and how many years experience do they have roofing in North Texas? Trinity Roofing and Construction can answer each of these questions with confidence. As a family-owned, Mansfield-based business since 2011, Trinity Roofing and Construction recently received a Product Excellence Award by Owens Corning and are a Platinum Preferred Contractor with Owens Corning. Contact us today for a free, no-obligation video roof inspection. Rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau, Trinity Roofing and Construction. A Mansfield company, not only replacing roofs, but building relationships. Find us on the web at trinityroofingconstruction.com. That's trinityroofingconstruction.com.
Navigating the ever-changing real estate market can be exhausting. At the Hornburg Real Estate Group at One West, our team of experts help make the most of your home selling goals. From the ability to bring buyers multiple cash offers, offer different ways to sell your home, and even offer pay-at-close vendors, we help you get top dollar. We have a robust marketing strategy to ensure you always have options to get your home sold in the way that makes the most sense for you. Each agent at the Hornburg Real Estate Group has been expertly trained and has years of experience behind them. Find out why our clients consistently rate us 5 stars year after year. Call or text us at 817-264-7087. Again, that's 817-264-7087. Or visit us online at homesbyhrg.com.
Hi, I'm Fire Chief Mike Ross, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
The Trinity Metro Rideshare program launched Monday morning with speeches and a ribbon cutting at City Hall, and now the 6-month pilot program is off and running. Mansfield resident Rachel Grossman has been spearheading a volunteer rideshare effort for Brian and David Hogan, brothers with special needs. The Hogan brothers have jobs but are not able to drive. David has worked at the Kroger on Matlock and Debbie Lane for over 20 years, while Brian's employer is the neighborhood Walmart grocery store.
We have been helping Brian and David with rides home from work every day around 4 to 5 p.m., and it was just really hard for us to ever find a ride. And we have about 200 people in this Facebook group, but it's just a really hard time to be needing a ride home with everybody's kids and practices and school and work themselves. And we started looking for a program, and nothing existed in Mansfield.
Grossman started an email campaign in 2023 to the City Council to see if a rideshare program was possible, and was surprised at the quick response.
Well, I just didn't really think that one email was going to do it. I thought it was going to be like just following up on this email, never hearing back from the city council. But I think I sent it, and within like 20 minutes, the mayor was calling me and Todd Tenori and just talking about how they've been trying to get something like this into action and would love if we could come to city council and talk, with the guys, also David and Brian. And it just from there just went into votes, and here we are.
The city council approved a resolution last summer to move forward with an interlocal agreement with Trinity Metro for an on-demand rideshare service. This project is 80% federally funded and 20% locally funded. So here's what you need to know to get started riding the Trinity Metro vans. First, download the GoPass app on your smartphone to schedule a ride. All rides must be within the Mansfield city limits. Rideshare hours are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Riders must be a minimum of 15 years old without being accompanied by an adult. There is no direct route that will take you from Mansfield to an external city, but you can transfer to Arlington and beyond by connecting at the TCC Southeast campus. And the best part? All rides are free until September 15th. Grossman is hopeful that Mansfield residents will use the service.
We're just so excited about this. We, definitely need to spread the word. This is a pilot program for 6 months, and we really hope that it will be a permanent relationship with Trinity Metro, that the citizens will really take advantage of it.
Are you curious where some of the most livable cities in Texas are? You're in one of them if you live here in Mansfield, and you may be surprised to find that half of the cities on the list are here in North Central Texas. Financial technology company Smart Asset ranked 281 small U.S. cities, and Mansfield made the list, scoring number 69 in the country and third in the state of Texas. The study said many variables could impact costs and comfortability, housing affordability, the spread of business offerings, financial standing and unemployment levels, average commute times, and healthcare coverage can all affect the well-being and comfort of the community as a whole. And they were all considered when the study was conducted. The two Texas cities that ranked higher than Mansfield, Leander at number 2 and Flower Mound topped the list. To see the entire list of the most livable small cities in the country, visit smartasset.com.
Kroger and Albertsons released a list of stores the companies plan to sell on Tuesday, should a merger between the two grocery giants be approved by regulators. How would the merger affect grocery shopping in Mansfield? Market Street in Mansfield has made the list of 579 grocery stores nationally that would be transferred to C&S Wholesale Grocers should the $24 billion merger between Kroger and Albertsons be approved. Bloomberg reported that Kroger has begun informing employees at affected locations that they will become employees of C&S after the close of the merger. The grocer companies agreed to the sale of 579 stores in April. Unlike Costco or Sam's Club, C&S Wholesale Grocers is not open to the public. C&S is a prominent player in the wholesale grocery industry with a business model that focuses on several key areas, including wholesale distribution to over 7,500 grocery stores nationwide, also supply chain services and private label products. USA Today reports that the merger was announced in October 2022, but the Federal Trade Commission sued to stop it in February.
The cost of mailing a letter just got more expensive. This week, the U.S. Postal Service increased the cost of a first-class postage stamp from 68 cents to 73 cents. And if you're one of the few people that still mails postcards, that rate went up from 53 to 56 cents. This is the Postal Service's second price hike in 2024, with the increase tying the record for the biggest hike ever. The USPS website states that these price adjustments are needed to achieve the financial stability sought by the organization's Delivering for America 10-year plan, and contends that their prices remain among the most affordable in the world. Customers may still use their forever stamps without having to add additional postage to cover the cost of the rate increase. Are you ready for Friday Night Lights? We'll talk about it because sports is next.
Are you ready to create unforgettable memories? Picture this: an enchanting event venue nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes with panoramic views right here in Mansfield. The Grandview Event Center is the perfect setting to bring your vision to life. From intimate gatherings to large-scale extravaganzas, the Grandview has flexible spaces to accommodate any occasion, be it a graduation or school function, art exhibition, or birthday or anniversary party. Book your next unforgettable experience at thegrandviewmansfield.com. That's thegrandviewmansfield.com. The Grandview Event Center, where memories are made and dreams become reality. Book your event today.
I'm Philip Washington, Chief Investment Officer of Stonehill Wealth Management and host of the Wealth Building Made Simple podcast. First book I read in college was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it changed my life. And since then, I've read tons and tons of books on money. And what I've done is taken those lessons, simplified them, and I talk about those lessons on my podcast, Wealth Building Made Simple. So come hang out with us. We're on every major platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube, Wealth Building Made Simple.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
In sports, Mansfield ISD has unveiled the schedule for the 2024 high school football season. As always, each of the 5 schools will host special games like Pink Out, Senior Night, and Homecoming. Summit will kick off their homecoming festivities early in the season, facing off against Burleson on September 20th. Meanwhile, your Mansfield Tigers are saving their homecoming for the last game of the season, set for November 8th against Weatherford. All 5 schools will play a total of 10 games over an 11-week period. Both Legacy and Timberview have scheduled their bye week for the final week of the season. To see the entire schedule, we have posted a printable PDF on our website, aboutmansfield.com. Just click on the links tab. If you have a comment about the show, the news, whatever's on your mind locally, the good, the bad, the ugly, doesn't matter. You can reach us by voicemail at 817-435-2938. Again, that voicemail, 817-435-2938. By the way, if you listen to About Mansfield on Apple Podcasts, would you mind taking a few seconds to leave us a 5-star review? The higher our ranking, the easier it will be for future listeners to find our podcast. We appreciate it, and thank you in advance.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
Protecting your skin from the sun is crucial, and we're talking about debunking sunburn myths. I'm Angel Biasatti, and we'll be talking about it next in Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
Do the benefits of a newly constructed home outweigh the things to beware of? I'm Angela Hornburg, and we'll talk about it in the Mansfield Real Estate Update.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, imagine a drink when fruit salad gets frisky with vodka and decides to dress up for a night out.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and are you ready to make your voice heard? Want to bring out your ideas to life through captivating conversations and engaging visuals? Look no further than Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio, your one-stop destination for award-winning audio and video podcast recording. Equipped with cutting-edge microphones, crystal clear audio recording, and high-definition cameras, we're here to turn your ideas into engrossing content. But it's not just about the equipment. We're dedicated to bringing out the best in your content. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, We're here to elevate your podcasting game. We'll even help you with intro music, transitions, voiceover, and that professional polish that sets your podcast apart. So whether you're into interviews, storytelling, or simply sharing your expertise, Podcast Mansfield can help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Visit podcastmansfield.com. Podcast Mansfield, where creating your podcast masterpiece has never been easier.
Congratulations to Sheila Betzel, who knew that the late William Gillespie is the lone United States congressman who is buried at the Mansfield Cemetery. Born in 1858, Gillespie graduated from Mansfield College in 1885, earned a law degree, and served 3 terms in Congress from 1903 to 1911. Gillespie resumed the practice of law until his death in 1927 at age 69. When we come back, this week's trivia question. This is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time right now, right here, right now, for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield Trivia Question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice. It's brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe has helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again. Not everyone wins on a Wednesday. So if you're listening on a Thursday, a Friday, whenever, give it a shot. You may be taking home a $25 restaurant gift card. Colleen, it's your turn.
Well, Steve, if you've ever traveled on North Street in historic Mansfield between Oak Street and Newt Patterson, you can't miss the railroad trestle to the west as you cross the tracks. This trestle, which keeps Union Pacific trains safely above the waters of Walnut Creek, is one of the oldest operating trestles in the state. It's also one of the most visited landmarks in Mansfield. This week's trivia question is, in what year was the railroad trestle built? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, in what year was the railroad trestle near North Street built? Good luck, and thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
Hi, I'm Vandella Menifee, professional volunteer. You're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here to debunk sunburn myths in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel?
It is summer, and we're talking about sunburns. There's so many myths out there, so let's debunk them together. Myth number 1, you can't get sunburned on a cloudy day. False. Up to 80% of UV rays can penetrate clouds, so always wear your sunscreen, rain or shine. Myth number 2, a base tan protects you from sunburn. Nope. A tan is a sign of skin damage, and it offers minimal protection. Sunscreen is your best bet. Myth number 3, darker skin tones don't need sunscreen. Incorrect again. While darker skins have more melanin, it doesn't prevent all UV damage. Everyone needs sunscreen. Myth number 4, you only need sunscreen at the beach. Wrong. UV rays can harm your skin anytime you're outside. Make sunscreen a daily habit, no matter where you are. And for busting the myths, here are some sun protection tips. Sun protection is essential every day in all weather. Use broad-spectrum SPF 30+ sunscreen every day. Reapply every 2 hours, especially after swimming or sweating. Wear protective clothing, hats, and sunglasses. During peak sun hours, seek the shade between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's it for today's myth-busting session on sunburns. Remember, protecting your skin from the sun is crucial for your health. Follow these tips and enjoy a safe, sunburn-free summer. I'm Angel Biasatti reporting for the About Mansfield podcast.
Realtor Angela Hornburg talks about whether the benefits of a new home outweigh the potential drawbacks in the Mansfield real estate market update. Angela?
When people are weighing their options against purchasing an existing home to purchasing a newly constructed home, they oftentimes are not clear about the variances. This week, we're covering the top 3 benefits of purchasing a new construction home, as well as 3 things to be aware of if you decide to take the leap. The first benefit is that new construction homes are shiny and new. There's not a more refreshing smell than the smell of a new home. It's never been scuffed or lived in, which means it is theoretically perfect. If you've ever lived in an older home, this specific benefit can really get you excited. The second benefit is that you get exactly what you want. Of course, there are always budgetary limitations, but for the most part, when you purchase a new construction home, you get exactly what you want in regards to lot placement and size, floor plan, finishes, and exterior facade. This is a big draw for most new construction home buyers. And the third benefit is that a new construction home is low maintenance. If you've ever owned a home before, you will be drawn to the allure of a low maintenance home. With new construction being up to date with today's safety code, there should be little to no maintenance for the first 5 to 7 years of your new home. There's also the added benefit of energy efficiency too. Now, once we get past those wonderful benefits, there are some things to be aware of if you decide to purchase a new construction home. New construction prices are higher than existing home prices, and the homes are not sold as frequently. So if you decide to sell in a quick timeline, you could be competing with a builder. So that means when you purchase a new construction home, you really want to be confident you are going to be staying for at least 5 years. Beware of purchasing a home without an agent. Buyer's agent's job is to protect your best interest, act on your behalf, which comes in really handy when it comes to dealing with builders. Skilled buyer's agents know what can and cannot be done, from contract negotiations to being your advocate if and when things go wrong during the construction process and final walkthrough. And the third thing to be aware of is just because the home has passed a city inspector's inspections to close out permits, that does not mean the home should not be professionally inspected. Builders are only as good as their subcontractors, and not all pieces of the building process are checked out by a builder. Always, always, always have your new construction home professionally inspected by a Texas Real Estate Commission inspector prior to closing. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I am Angela Hornburg, broker with One West Real Estate.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain treats you to a liquid postcard in the cocktail of the week. Brian?
This week's cocktail of the week is the Sea Breeze Martini. The Sea Breeze Martini is a sophisticated variation of the classic Sea Breeze cocktail. The original Sea Breeze cocktail, which we have done many, many moons ago, was popularized in the 1950s initially to create and promote cranberry juice sales by Ocean Spray. The original cocktail recipe was actually on the label of the Ocean Spray cranberry juice. But over time, the cocktail evolved, and with the current recipe solidifying in the 1970s. The martini version of the drink emerged in the 1990s and early 2000s, coinciding with the broader trend of transforming classic cocktails into martinis by serving them in the iconic V-shaped glass. This adaptation maintained the core flavors on the original while presenting them in a more elegant, cruise-worthy format. What makes it a perfect cruise ship cocktail? The tropical flavors. 2, it's refreshing. 3, visually appealing. The vibrant color and sleek presentation in a martini glass makes it Instagram worthy. Next, it's easy to prepare. It's versatile, and it's very balanced in flavor and a cruise theme. The name itself, Sea Breeze, perfectly aligns with the nautical theme of a cruise. And lastly, moderate alcohol content. It's strong enough to feel like a treat, but not so potent that it'll have you stumbling on a moving ship. Don't worry about taking notes as I'm giving out the ingredients and instructions. I'll always post them on bourbongospel.com. The Seabreeze Martini. What do we need? 2 ounces of vodka. Really doesn't matter what vodka. Vodka is vodka. 1 ounce of cranberry juice. 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. Ice, a lime wheel, or a grapefruit twist for garnish. How do we make it? Fill a cocktail shaker with ice. I think you know this tip by now. Then you're going to add your vodka, your cranberry juice, and grapefruit juice to the shaker. You're going to shake vigorously for 10 to 15 seconds, but only after you put the top on. Otherwise, you just made a mess. Then strain the mixture into a chilled martini glass. Garnish the lime wheel or grapefruit twist and serve immediately. The Seabreeze Martini encapsulates the essence of a cruise vacation. Refreshing, sophisticated, with a hint of adventure. It's a drink that makes you feel like you're on holiday with every sip, whether you're sitting watching the sunset from the ship's deck or enjoying a pre-dinner cocktail. This cocktail is more than just a drink. It's a liquid postcard, capturing the spirit of the sea and the joy of travel in a glass. So the next time you find yourself on a cruise ship, sidle up to the bar and order a Seabreeze Martini. It's the perfect way to toast your voyage and to create lasting memories of your time at sea. And until next week, as Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for About Mansfield, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with Steve's interview with local movie producer Michael Hill.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, this is Vanessa Ramirez, Assistant City Manager with the City of Mansfield, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And on the schedule today, we were supposed to run the part 2 interview with Olympic athlete Joseph Brown. You can hear that interview next week. We moved things around a little bit because the interview this week has time-dated information regarding something coming up this coming Saturday. So, in the studio today, it's not every day that we get to have a big-time movie producer here in the studio. and I don't know, is today the day? Well, we're about to find out. In the studio today is Michael Hill. And Michael is the CEO and creative director. Help me out with the name of is it Mike Hill?
Yep, that's it right there.
Mike Hill Entertainment. MICHILL Entertainment. And first of all, welcome to About Mansfield.
I'm happy to be here.
All right, we're going to go back and find out who Michael Hill is and how you got to where you are today. And to the listeners, hopefully stay with us to the end because we got something really important to tell you about it at the end. Michael Hill, the little bit that I know about you is that you produce movies in Mansfield.
Yes, sir.
That you started in your garage.
Yeah.
And that my daughter used to work for you.
Yeah.
Or I guess it would be volunteered for you.
Yeah.
Because she never came home with a paycheck.
No, sir. Yeah, it was in the garage. My parents are super supportive, so it was just kind of, it started off really just like most things. It's pretty just a love for the arts and film and wanting to do it. It's on a small scale, YouTube videos. And I think at that time we didn't really think we were going to be producing a TV show or anything like that. It was just pure, uncontained artistic output. And So the garage thing, it really wasn't like, we didn't look at it in the context of, oh, we're going to go so far.
Yeah.
All we saw was right in front of us. And we kind of just produced the YouTube skits. And as we produced them, we realized locally there was a hunger for like opportunities to kind of express those things, because Mansfield, at least at the time, there weren't too many opportunities to go into film and movies and TV outside of the, educational track of learning about it. But as far as when you get out of school, within the Mansfield community, there weren't any like ongoing productions. So our YouTube skits for that time provided that for our peers. And as we grew and evolved, so did our production quality and the way we went about production. We learned a lot, and things changed, and paperwork came in, and schedules and call sheets. And now we're in a place where we're kind of doing the same thing we did before, but instead of small scale YouTube skits, it's now proper films and TV. We're giving those opportunities to people of all age ranges, from toddlers to senior citizens. So it's really been a blessing to see how it evolved.
Let's go back to the YouTube videos. And now we're talking 2016.
Yeah, 2016, 2018. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about the YouTube videos. What type of content were you producing back then?
I guess the best way to describe it was like skit content. So
Okay.
it was Gabriel and Spencer. They were like the hosts of this TV show called Melted TV on YouTube, and they would come in and do an intro, and it would be kind of like, hey, what would it be like if we were detectives? And then the rest of the episode would basically play out as if they were actually detectives. So it was kind of like every episode was a look into throwing Gabriel and Spencer into different scenarios. And with each scenario came in extras and other characters, and that's where the other opportunities came.
And makeup.
And that's the really cool thing too, because before it was kind of us running and gunning it. And then Sophia,
my daughter,
she came in and she was so cool about it. Like she told us too that as we were learning and being stretched, it was stretching her as well. Cause we're like, hey, Sophia, can you do an old person's makeup? Can you make someone look like an alien? Can you do a glam makeup? It was allowing her as well to kind of exercise that love for that part of who she is.
Sure.
And so it provided something for us as well. And by her being there, there was a lot of stuff she taught us, like, "Hey guys, can we start on time?" And
she's the she's the whip, huh?
Yeah, she was the whip a little bit. Like she would come in and really, it gave all of us a perspective too, because we were teenagers. We were kind of, us as guys, we were like, yeah, we don't care. But Sophia came in and really gave a gorgeous perspective that allowed us to understand that, whoa, these skit videos, we can also run them professionally as well, which ended up becoming the transition to film and TV.
Let's go back, Michael Hill, and where did you learn to do video TV production? And first of all, are you a Mansfield native?
Yes and no. I was born in Orange, Texas, which is right on the border of Texas and New Orleans.
Texas and Louisiana.
Yeah. And so we moved to Mansfield when I was 3 years old.
Gotcha.
So like I was born there, but all of my life has been in Mansfield.
Okay. So it's like my daughter was born in San Diego, but we came when she was 3 years old, and she considers herself a Mansfield native because she doesn't remember San Diego.
Yeah.
Although she lives there now.
Yeah.
And so you came up, you went to Mansfield High?
I did go to Mansfield High, yes, sir.
And you graduated what year?
2018.
2018. That makes you about 25 years old.
24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. Close enough. And did you learn video production and the industry in high school, or?
Yeah, it was. I went to Ben Barber Career Tech Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So prior to that, I had already been doing film, and I had gone to a few summer camps in Dallas that taught film through scholarship. But Ben Barber Career Tech Academy, I would credit that to that giving me the bulk of my knowledge today. They just the professors were so cool, and they they taught me, and they were not afraid to just kind of get down and dirty and go, okay, let me tell you the specifics of this camera and this is how this works. Like, they really went to the rudimentary level and then built me up. Yeah. And it was, I would be a fool to not credit them for a large sum of where I am.
Did you work with Nathan Wood?
Nathan Wood, I didn't work with him, but I was really, really cool with him. Even today, like, we're still cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He sent me an intern or two, note to the listeners, Nathan Wood is the broadcast, teacher at Ben Barber. And, he came up through radio, worked at, one of the sports stations, the ticket, the fan, something, or the guy in the seats or something like that. But all right, back to Mike Hill Entertainment. Working out of your garage, where are you now?
Still in my garage.
Oh, you still okay?
Yeah, but
and the reason I asked that is because I was just on your website prior to you arriving.
Yeah,
you have 13 people on staff.
And
I thought, okay, I don't know, can a 20 by 20 garage hold 13 people?
Yeah, I think it's more so like just the environment we're in now. Virtual is the way, and so I have the people on staff. They span from Atlanta, Georgia to Los Angeles, and even some of the people I've been working with. Like, there's a guy that I outsource adding music and scoring my films, and he's in Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
And he's really cool. So even like a lot of the projects have caused me to work with people, Mexico, Italy, Los Angeles, Washington, the UK. Like, it's really the internet world is like the internet. Even though I'm in my garage, the internet is like having a never ending garage per se.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what's allowed me to like still work on a small scale. I know eventually want to go in the bigger space, but I'm still in my garage, but virtually I have already broken out of it.
Describe the garage. 2-car, 3-car garage?
2-car garage.
2-car garage. Describe what's inside the garage.
Yeah, so it's split in half. My dad has one half, all his work tools and all his equipment and real estate stuff. And then the other half is completely me. Costume rack, green screen on the wall, film equipment stacked up and packed up. So that's where I'm operating.
Wow. Since 2016?
Since 2016, yes, sir.
Tell me about Small Town Outsiders.
Yes. Small Town Outsiders is the reason why I am speaking to you today too.
Exactly.
It's I feel like the show kind of gave me the platform to have eyes on what we're doing even more so than what we're doing before. So, but Small Town initially was a COVID response that we did. Mm-hmm. So when COVID hit, everyone was stuck inside. Actors had to move back to their hometown because their jobs were shut down. And in that time that I was at home, I caught up on Stranger Things, season 3 at the time.
Yeah.
Loved it. And as a joke, we decided to make a satirical like spoof trailer just to go, this is like this. And we dropped it thinking entirely that people would just go, oh, that's a funny it's just like Stranger Things. But oddly enough, a lot of people that we knew were saying, oh, when is this coming out?
Yeah.
And we're like, what? This is an obvious spoof of Stranger Things. But they were like, no. There are people calling to fly down for the premiere of this fake trailer. So of course we circled back and said, hey, we've never experienced a response like this. There's got to be something here. So I went in and started writing it. I saw the opportunity to take a 1980s sci-fi and use it as a backdrop for a even more intimate story that was more localized in Mansfield. And I did that. The writing could not be contained in the short film. It could not be contained in the feature. So it ended up becoming a 5-part miniseries. And we tried to raise funding for it, only raised about $600. Didn't work. So my father told me, Michael, sometimes people need to see to believe. And I said, okay. So I took about $5,000 out of my savings and threw it into producing the first episode. And it was ridiculous at the time. My account was in the negative, but I was like, I don't know what it is. I really believe in this. So I put the money in there, produced the pilot. The Commission for the Arts, Mansfield Commission for Arts, reached out to me, and they said, we have a Arts Week showcase. And if you come in and do a showcase of your premiere and say it's part of Mansfield's Arts Showcase, you'll get a theater for free. I was like, okay, cool. So we premiered the pilot. Tickets were free. Entire theater packed.
Wow.
Everyone showed up, watched it. And the idea of Mansfield being a place for film and the idea of us doing a TV show didn't seem so crazy anymore. And people, Miss Rosalie came to me after the premiere and was like, I saw you guys do it. Like, it's not like y'all were all talk. Y'all said y'all wanted to do a show. Y'all shot a pilot, produced it, filled the theater. I'm going to talk to the committee, and we're going to try to give you a grant. And another person that was in the theater grew up in the 80s, had some extra cash, and then donated to the project. And that following summer, we were able to produce the other 4 episodes for the 5 in total. And then we had a TV show.
Let's talk about the pilot. You not only filmed it in your garage, but you also filmed in various locations around Mansfield.
Yes, sir.
And if I recall, thanks to your makeup artist, part of this was filmed in a park after hours. Anyway, describe not only the location. Yeah, describe some of the locations that this pilot was filmed at, and how you teenage hooligans stayed out of trouble.
It was so for the proof of concept of a shoot before we were able to produce the series. It was different. Yeah. I mean, like I said before, we had worked with our friends and mutuals and had done skits. But when we were producing this, at least the proof of concept that came out during COVID, there was something about it that felt different. And then when we got to the pilot episode, it was interesting because we saw an opportunity. There was a lot of people we had spoken to that were artists that said, I want to put Mansfield on the map. I want to put Mansfield on the map. But they would shoot in one spot and then hope that would put the city on the map or whatever, in whatever way. And we were like, well, we live in Mansfield and we have this 1980 series. Yeah. We want to really showcase some of the gorgeous architecture of Mansfield. So we were shooting in open public parking in downtown. We were shooting in Airbnbs on the edge of Mansfield. We were shooting in open forest spaces in neighborhoods and in neighborhood streets and city hall. Like, we were just like, let's just really show that we're living in Mansfield. So.
Yeah. Nothing at Rose Park around midnight?
There was Rose Park. There was Rose Park at midnight, and that was a really long. Sometimes in film shoots, you just can't. There's so many factors you just can't control. So you'll have an expected end time. Yeah, we're going to finish at 11:30 and confidently say that, and then you'll be packing up at like 2 a.m. So yeah,
the pilot was your stepping stone to the 5 episodes, or the pilot is included in the 5th episode?
The pilot was the first episode. We shot that in 2022. 2021. December 2021, we shot the pilot. And then the rest of the episodes came in. So the pilot is still included as the first episode.
Okay. You have been picked up by Tubi.
Yes, sir.
Which is kind of a big deal, is it not?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, and to the listeners, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tubi is now what Hulu used to be when it first started.
Yeah,
kind of like free TV. You get a couple of ads here and there, but Hulu is now a household name,
right?
And Tubi is kind of headed in that direction.
Exactly.
Describe how your project was picked up by Tubi.
It was a distribution company in Atlanta. So there was a filmmaker that I had known in Dallas for a little bit, and he had reached out to me about where I wanted my show to go after we did our last premiere. And I was like, oh, I want it on streaming. And he mentioned this distribution company called Man Robinson Studios in Atlanta. I had remembered the name and searched them up, reached out to the secretary of the company. And then through the secretary, I got reached to the brother of the owner of the company. I sent them specifically designed website page that included all the episodes, a synopsis, and then a description of where we would want to go in a hypothetical season 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Just to show that not only do we have this series produced, but we're passionate about continuing this story. And we also included our ratings on IMDb and some fan ratings and stuff like that. And I got an email the next morning, and it was 3 back-to-back emails. Contract, let's get on the phone call. Here's another contract. Let's just do it. They had fallen in love with the project and became fans themselves. And they said, we will work on behalf of you. Let's do a 2-year licensing deal. And I will have the exclusive temporary rights to pitch the show on your behalf. And so after about a few months, I got a phone call and they said, hey, Tubi, out of all the companies we pitched to, Tubi was one of the first ones to reach out, and they really, really want the show on their service.
Wow.
And they said, all you got to do is give us and I cut them off and said, yes, let's do it.
And Tubi, if someone has a smart TV, they can download the Tubi app onto their TV if it's not already there, and just do a search for Small Town Outsiders.
Yes, sir.
And free TV, because Tubi is free. I mean, you may see an ad or two, but they can watch all 5 episodes of Small Town Outsiders.
Yes, sir. Not just on Tubi too. It just recently got on Roku, the Roku channel.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we're on 2 services right now.
Okay. You want to give any shout outs to your you already mentioned Spencer and Gabriel, which they've been with you since the beginning.
Very beginning, yes, sir.
You want to give out any shout outs to the rest of your folks?
Yeah, Joshua Cowan, he was with me for a bit. We haven't worked too much recently, but as far as the beginnings of this, Joshua was always there. My parents, of course, uncles and aunts. I got to give a shout out to Miss Rosie, Richard Lundy, who
shout
donated.
out to Rosie Gilbert.
She is so
at
awesome.
The city. Yeah.
So awesome. Shout out to the streaming company, all the crew members that have helped me from the proof of concept all the way up until the last 5th episode. And just everyone that I've crossed paths with. There's just so many. Every person, they are standing on the shoulders of someone.
Yeah.
And I would be a fool to not recognize that. So there's just too many names to count, but every single person that I've crossed paths with, they played a part into us being where we are now, and prayerfully they will play a part in where we move forward as a collective unit.
Where does Michael Hill want to be in 5 years or 10 years from now?
I think this is going to sound so weird, but my goal is less about myself and more so about where I want Mansfield to be.
Yeah.
I think there are so many young creatives and filmmakers and actors in this city alone. Like, me and my friends joke, they said there's got to be something in the water tank, because the amount of talented artists of all forms that come from Mansfield are unmatched. So in 5 to 10 years, I would want to see the city be a creative melting pot. I want to see more film opportunities and more music opportunities. I want film productions to be produced down here, and hopefully I will have a well-established production company in space to facilitate that.
Now, you know that there is a movie studio that's going to be built in downtown, or just on the outskirts of downtown. Are you looking that maybe someday down the road you'll be producing movies out of Mansfield?
That would be the dream. I've actually tried to reach out. I'm trying to connect with the builder of the studio to get them to come to our event, our fundraiser event. So, yeah, but I do room that.
Let's talk about your fundraiser event.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned it. So all right. You have an event coming up on Saturday, which would be July
20th. Yes, sir.
At the Far Best Theater.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser for season 2. We're seeing a bit of a mirroring of last season where we had to produce a little something, convince people that we're worthy of shooting it and then get the funding. So we're kind of doing the same thing for season 2. The fundraiser event it'll include a documentary that will detail everything from 2020 up until 2024. The whole process of shooting and creating the TV show condensed into 17 minutes. There will also be a scene. I just came from last night. We wrapped at 3 a.m. A scene from season 2.
Yeah.
We shot one scene because that's all we had the budget for. And we're going to be showcasing that at the event. And then lastly, the entire event will be interactive. So there will be an interactive mystery with 1980s styled, kind of off-kilter commercials that will have letters that glitch in and out, and participants will have a sheet where they will have to piece the letters together and make a message. And the winners will get a feature in season 2 and some other prizes.
Oh, this is very cool.
Yes, sir.
The fundraiser at the Far Best, what time does it start?
It is July 20th, 8 p.m., and the projected end time is 10:30 p.m.
And can anyone just show up, or are there tickets to this?
There are tickets. There are tickets available for sale online through the Far Best Theater website.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we do accept people to just come the night of and purchase tickets at the box office.
If someone wanted to just show up with a $100 bill and not even go to the fundraiser, but if someone wanted to reach out and donate to Mike Hill Entertainment, and this project specifically, how can they do that?
So there's a few ways. There's a Venmo that we have, but the main way we're really doing it through is MikeHillEntertainment.com /support us. And
support us.
That will bring you to our website, and it'll bring you to a page that allows you to give a donation of any size that you like. I think there's some preset sizes, and then there's a part where you can just customize and write down how much you want, and that will go directly into our general money pool to create more awesome projects here in Mansfield.
Well, I got to say, I think this is awesome that you had the wherewithal to record the pilot in a format that made it perfect for TV. I would assume it's in high definition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're not out there with VHS cameras and videotape. That you're out there with professional equipment, and to the point where obviously Tubi and Roku liked it enough to say, yeah, it's good enough not only in terms of content, but it's also good enough in terms of quality.
Yes, sir.
To put on TV. And for going back to 2016, 2017, for a group of teenagers to be able to do that and to produce something of such high quality is very commendable.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Again, the website for Mike Hill Entertainment is
MikeHillEntertainment.com, and to support us, MikeHillEntertainment.com /support us.
And then again, Mike Hill, MICHILL, Mike Hill, which is short for Michael Hill. Michael, Saturday night, break a leg. And I hope they fill the bucket with all kinds of cash so we can move on, not only with season 2, but several seasons of Small Town Outsiders.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being on About Mansfield.
Anytime.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, we will air the conclusion of our interview with Olympic athlete Joseph Brown. In the meantime, this is the place where you will hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, love, or support this podcast if you haven't already, so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com, and enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never send you any spam. We promise.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts, Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature, Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know, Angel Biasatti. Mansfield Real Estate Market Update, Angela Hornburg. Cultural Arts Calendar, Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week, Brian Certain. Post-production editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without written consent is prohibited. We thank you all for listening. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.